Everyone thinks procrastination is a discipline problem. It isn't. By noon today, your brain had already made thousands of decisions. What to wear, what to eat, which notification to open first, whether to reply now or later. And somewhere in that pile, quietly, the part of your brain responsible for decisions ran out of fuel. Not metaphorically, literally. What felt like laziness after that was your brain rationing what little it had left, and willpower had nothing to do with it. Your prefrontal cortex makes decisions. Specifically, a region called the anterior cingulate cortex evaluates options, weighs costs, and selects actions. It runs on glucose. Not motivation, not discipline, glucose. Roy Baumeister, psychologist at Florida State University, ran a series of experiments in the late 1990s. It produced one of the most replicated findings in modern psychology. He called it ego depletion. Every act of decision-making, self-control, or deliberate choice draws from a limited cognitive resource. Use it enough, and the quality of subsequent decisions measurably degrades, not slightly, significantly. In one study, participants who had made multiple prior choices were far more likely to choose the default option on subsequent decisions. This was regardless of whether it was good for them. The brain, when depleted, does not make bad decisions. It stops making decisions altogether. It defaults, and defaulting looks exactly like laziness from the outside. Researchers at Cornell University estimated that the average adult makes approximately 35,000 decisions per day. Most are invisible, micro decisions: which way to look, how fast to walk, whether to acknowledge a notification or let it sit. Each one draws from the same pool. In 1950, the average American made a fraction of that number. Limited channels, limited options, limited access to other people's opinions demanding a response. In 2026, the decision load begins before you open your eyes. Your phone has already generated 17 things that each require you to decide whether they matter. By the time you sit down to do the thing that actually matters, the anterior cingulate cortex has already run 3 marathons, and you wonder why you can't start. Shai Danziger, researcher at Ben-Gurion University, published a study in 2011 that went viral in psychology circles. He analyzed over 1,000 parole board decisions made by Israeli judges across a full working day. The findings were stark. Prisoners who appeared early in the morning were granted parole approximately 65% of the time. Prisoners who appeared just before a food break were granted less than 10% of the time. After the break, the rate jumped back to 65%. Same judges, same case types, same legal standards. The only variable was where in the decision sequence the case appeared. Depleted judges defaulted to the safest option: keep the prisoner in, require no further thought, close the file. These were not lazy judges. These were not uncaring judges. These were humans running out of cognitive fuel and doing exactly what every depleted brain does: choosing the option that requires the least processing. Your procrastination is the same mechanism. The important task is not avoided because you don't care. It is avoided because by the time you reach it, your brain has already defaulted to everything easier that came before it.
Think about when you actually do your best work. Most people, if they're honest, say early morning, before the requests come in, before the feed loads, before the day makes its first 100 demands. That window is not motivation. That window is a full tank, and every decision you make before you use it on the thing that matters is fuel spent on something that didn't deserve it. Your procrastination is not a character flaw. It is a resource management problem, and the resource is being drained by things that were designed to drain it before you even know they're doing it. Baumeister's research suggested one practical implication that has since been validated repeatedly. Decision fatigue can be reduced not by trying harder, but by deciding less. Obama wore the same style of clothing every day, not because he lacked taste, because he understood that every trivial decision was borrowed from somewhere else. The goal is not discipline. The goal is protecting the tank, doing the thing that matters before the day learns you're awake. Your brain doesn't run out of willpower. It runs out of fuel, and the difference changes everything about how you structure the hours you actually have.